Hey everybody, how are you this morning? And welcome to our Tuesday morning business growth insights. Hope you are having a wonderful week so far. And we have yet another incredible training for you this morning. We come live every single Tuesday and Thursday to give you some tangible training that's going to be able to help you in your business to build, grow, and scale. And guys, if you are not sure who I am, first of all, actually, if you're jumping on, say g'day, because you guys all know that I love to feel like we're all in the room together rather than just chatting to my computer. Say g'day, everyone. I'd love to see who's watching. Good morning, May. How are you, my beautiful girl? And if you're watching the replay, pop hashtag replay, because that way we can come back and say g'day to each other as well. Guys, if you don't know who I am, my name is Ali Sugars, and I am the founder and the principal of the Heart and Soul Business Academy, where we help you to confidently grow your business to where you want it to go and have incredible success. And we focus on 4 pillars, which are mindset, motivation, marketing, and momentum. Hello, Sandy. How are you, my beautiful girl? Welcome, welcome. Lovely to have you here. And today we're going to talk on kind of like we've got all pillars in one today. So we're going to discuss time management hacks or ideas, because I don't really like the word hacks, right? But we're going to focus on time management hacks for small business owners, right? Good morning, Chris. How are you, my lovely? Thank you for joining us this morning. Now, guys, I'm going to get straight into it because I have a really bad habit of just, rambling on and taking too long. So I want to know, first off, and I'd love to have you answering this in the chat today. Have you ever had the feeling when you've kind of just been working all day, right? Busy, and then you get to the end of the day and you go, oh my God, I don't actually think I achieved anything at all or anything significant. Hands up who's ever felt like that. Say hell yeah in the chat if that's you. For me, absolutely. I have done that so often, it's not funny. And to give you an example, there was one, and I think it was like early last year, I don't know, but there was one time when I was sitting down and I was doing my social media for the next week. And we have in our Confident Successful Business Owners group, I know most of you are members in that group and a lot of people are watching, but we have Friday funnies, right? And I was looking for a Friday funny post. And instead of just going and finding one and going, yep, that's good, what ended up happening was I went completely down a rabbit hole of YouTube videos and ended up watching Muppet videos of Animal, right? And who remembers the Muppets? Animal was one of my favorite Muppets of all. And honestly, there was I spent probably about 2 hours watching YouTube videos and got nothing done, nothing constructive done in 2 hours. And I literally had to pull myself back and go, come on, Ellie, this isn't productive. So if you've ever gone down a rabbit hole, trust me, you're not the only one. So what we're going to do is, and I'm going to be realistic here, right? We are not here to tell you that you have to get up at 4 a.m. every morning to journal, by the candlelight or by the light of your tablet. Or I'm not going to tell you that you have to get up in the middle of the night to watch useless free webinars that probably actually aren't going to teach you anything anyway. I've done that. I've been there. I've done that. It didn't help me at all, right? What I'm going to give you today is practical and real solutions for your business. All right. Who's ready? Give me a 4 in the comments if you're ready. Let's do this. While I have a sip of my drink. And if you are, again, if you are jumping on, whether you're watching on YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook, say g'day in the comments. I love to see you. See who's watching. Parmay's ready? Yeah, all right. I'm going to assume, because there's a little bit of a delay, I'm going to assume that you're ready as well. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching, right? Okay, so now hopefully my Canva is going to behave today and it's going to share you what it needs to share with you. All right, so first things first, we're going to look at what time thieves are there, okay? Where does the time actually go? Okay, so have you ever experienced this thing called just one more scroll? Or just have a quick scroll through Facebook, right? Tell me if you have been there. I know that I have done this and I've done it constantly, right? So did you, and here's a question for you, and I learned this back in the day when I wasn't really, I was struggling with my mental health, right? There is such a thing as social media addiction. What this means is it doesn't mean whether you are busy or not, but you are constantly checking your feed, your notifications, so you don't miss out. It is literally social media FOMO. What if someone says something about me? Oh my God, what if I miss out on that? I don't want to miss out. So you are constantly scrolling through your social media. You've got your phone by your side, you're picking it up, and you're constantly scrolling, right? Or you're constantly checking your notifications because you don't want to miss anything. Okay? This is a trap, guys. The bottom line is Facebook and your notifications aren't going anywhere. They're still going to be there. If you're doing something important, those notifications and that feed is still going to be there when you go back to it, right? You won't miss out on anything important. Trust me. And I had this when like I said, I was recovering from mental illness, and I wanted to know from my circumstance, I wanted to check that no one was saying anything about me, right? And we've probably all heard the saying now that it doesn't matter. It's none of our business what other people say about us or think about us. So remember that. All right. What about this one? The email refresh addiction. Now, this is pretty much the same, guys, right? It's just in email form. So this is the same thing, and this is the problem that I see, is particularly with mobile phones. Everything that's available on our computer is now available on our phones. So you can have your emails. You know, you can open up an app, you can see the emails, the notifications, you see them right there on your phone. And what a lot of people have is their phone right next to them so that they can see when they've got a new email. Oh, I'll just refresh, I'll just check how many emails I've got. And that's the same thing. You're refreshing it, you're checking your notifications, you're checking your emails all the time. And again, it's the same thing. Your emails are still going to be there in a few hours, right? And anything urgent, if it was really urgent, they probably would have sent you a Facebook message rather than an email. But anything urgent can be dealt with later. Do you know what I mean? And this is in business. This wasn't necessarily back when I was recovering from mental health stuff. I've done this in business, and sometimes I still do this, but I have to remind myself that those notifications for emails, they can wait. It's not the end of the world if I don't check them before I finish the task that I'm doing. Okay, right. The next one is, I'll just quickly tweak this. I'll just fix this. This is called the perfectionist cycle. I know plenty of people who have this addiction, if you like, right? And honestly, I see this so often that it frustrates me. I just want to say to people, it doesn't have to be perfect, right? And in all honesty, I have done this often too. And sometimes I fall back into the trap because I'm not perfect, right? One thing that I have learned, and one thing that I teach my Heart and Soul Business Academy clients, is strive for 5. 5 out of 10, if you can get, say for instance, if you are doing like a new opt-in, and it might be a short ebook or it might be a checklist, right? Strive for 5. 5 out of 10 is good enough. It does not have to be perfect because no one is perfect. You've heard me say time and time again, we're all perfectly imperfect, right? And the thing is, if you strive for 5 and just put it out there, the irony of it is most people probably don't care about the perfectionism or, you know, the 1 or 2 spelling mistakes as much as you do. Because all they are after is the information, the wonderful information that you're going to provide. And if you put something out there that's 5 out of 10, it can always be improved upon later. Yes, there are those people who are going to kind of revel in pointing out your mistakes, and that's okay. When they point it out, just have a laugh at it. Go, oh, yeah, that's right. That's all right. I'll fix it. Sure. Thanks for letting me know. I'll fix it. I actually know of someone who wrote a book, and this person, someone, when she had released the book, right? She'd already released it. I think she only released it, or she was about to release it. Anyway, pre-release maybe. But she'd put it out there, and someone came back to her and said, oh my God, there are so many mistakes in this book. It is so bad. So what this woman actually did was she ended up having a competition. And I think this is genius. How many mistakes can you find in my book? Anyone who finds a mistake, I can't remember what the prize was. I think the prize was you got like a free entry into her academy. I can't remember, to be honest. But I thought that was genius. Well, what did that do? It forced everyone to read her book to see how many mistakes they could find. It was genius. And heaps of people bought her book because of it. Right? So what I'm saying is she put this whole book out there. Yes, it had spelling mistakes in it, but she even used that for a marketing and promotional tool, which was genius. Okay, so don't be a perfectionist. We are all perfectly imperfect. Who agrees? A great tactic, I know, right, Parme? It was genius. I thought it was really, really clever. Okay, so here is the biggest one, the biggest time thief that I see. It is decision fatigue. And seriously, this can be, if you allow yourself to get into it, it can be exhausting, right? And so if you've kind of ever experienced feeling really emotionally drained at the end of the day, you are procrastinating or you're avoiding the decisions, right? The big decisions, so you're making a lot of little decisions instead. You might have brain fog, feeling mentally just done, depleted. Other physical symptoms you can have with this are headaches, eye twitching. I get the eye twitching a lot when I'm doing this. Nausea, other stomach discomfort, right? But decision fatigue is making a lot of small decisions every day that's draining your time and energy, but they might not necessarily be relevant right now to your business. It is exhausting, and it's because we're trying to avoid all of those big decisions, so we kind of make tiny little decisions. I don't even know if I'm explaining this correctly. Tiny little decisions, and you go, oh yeah, that'll do. I think I'm going to do this. And again, this 100% is part of procrastination. And I see a lot of people, and I talk to a lot of clients who will go, I don't want to post or promote on social media because I haven't decided what I'm going to deliver yet. When in actual fact, they have decided a long time ago, but they've made all these little decisions, and I've just got to work out what my booking system is. I've just got to work out where I'm going to post it, what I'm going to post, right? Here's the thing, just do it. Right? It's easy for me to say, I recognize that. But just make a decision and go and do it, rather than sitting back and making all these little tiny decisions that probably may not be relevant at the moment to your business. They're exhausting you guys because your brain's ticking overtime. And this is where the physical symptoms come from. And I know when this is happening because, like I said, I get the eye twitching. 100% for me, it's the eye twitching. Yes, there are other symptoms as well, but when my eye starts to twitch, I go, okay. And even my daughter said this the other day. She's getting married, in case you don't know, at the end of March. She said that the other day too. She said, my eye's twitching, and I said, that's because you've got a lot of small decisions to make. She said, yeah. All right, so let's have a look. There's a 3P method, right? Prioritize, plan, and protect your time. So we're going to have a look into these a little bit more. So the first one is prioritize. Work smarter, not harder, guys. So the 80-20 rule is basically focus on 20% of the tasks that are going to bring 80% of the results. Now, what this is is really sitting down and nutting out, going, what I'm doing, is it really going to bring in any results, or am I, for want of a better way to put it, just fart-assing around, right? I used to do this before I really got serious in business with social media. I used to sit there and focus on creating wonderful, pretty designs and quotes for social media. But in all honesty, that wasn't bringing in any results in my business. It was just putting pretty quotes out there. There was no promotion. There was no sharing of what I was doing. It was just me talking about pretty quotes, right? And so it wasn't bringing in any results. When I brought that back and I was focusing on not always promotion, but sharing my story and actually marketing myself and my business, right, that was bringing in a lot more results. So rather than focusing on, and we just talked about it, right, the time fatigue, we talked about the email addiction, right? If you're constantly checking your emails, that's not going to bring in any results. If you're constantly checking your social media, neither is that. Really, let's face it. So what are the types of things, 20% of tasks that you can do? What are the tasks that you can do to bring in those results, right? When I say results, I mean booking calls, bringing in new clients, selling your products, whatever it is that you need to make your business a success. The next thing is the $10 versus the $1,000 task rule. Pretty much the same, right? Stop wasting your time on things that aren't growing your business. It's pretty much the same thing. Or how do I put this? Are you spending time that's going to bring it, like, what would you prefer, $10 or $1,000? I know that's a no-brainer, right? $1,000. So if something is only going to bring you in $10, how much time are you spending on it? I'm not changing the screen. Thank you. Okay, looks like it is on my end, so let's have a look. Canva's doing funny things lately, but never mind, that's all fun. So how long are you spending on a task that's going to bring you $10 as opposed to doing something that's going to bring you in $50 or $100 or $1,000, right? No brainer. If something's going to bring you in more money, you're obviously going to spend more time on it. But don't spend too much time on it. It's a very, very fine line. Okay, so this is prioritizing what you're actually doing. Now, let's have a look at planning. Plan, because basically winging it is not a strategy, right? And I used to be the ultimate winger. I used to just wake up and go, you know what, I'm going to try this today. And didn't work. So I'd wake up the next day, that didn't work that day, I'll try this. And I would just literally just wing it, just make it up as I went along, right? Until I learned the importance of sitting down and planning. It's very, very, very powerful. In fact, I am a person, and people say that I overplan a little bit, but I've come to understand the importance of it. I start planning my year ahead. So I started planning for 2025 in August 2024. So I've come into this year with a plan of what I'm going to achieve this year. And now I'm sitting there like, we have decided we're going for a holiday in Thailand at the end of April. Very exciting, but now I have to put plans into place of how I'm going to continue my business to run while I'm away, right? So I can't just wing it, I have to plan it. And it doesn't matter if it's big or small, something big or small, the importance of planning, right, is so much more powerful than just than just having a guessing game, right? Okay, you get it. So how do we do that? Okay, so the first thing is time blocking is so powerful. So think about the tasks that you need to do that are actually working, right? Again, not the procrastination tasks. What are you doing that's actually bringing in the clients, that's actually bringing in the money? And time block it. Okay, so put it in your diary, guys. An appointment in your diary with yourself is just as, if not more important than an appointment with a potential client. Hey, Kim, how you going, darling? So don't just say you're going to do it, put it in your calendar. I have a Google Calendar. When I have, when I put an appointment in, whether it's with someone else or with myself, right, a little notification will come up on my phone, on my screen, reminding me that I've got 15 minutes to complete the task that I'm on before I start the next one or before I go into that meeting, right? And it keeps me on schedule. It keeps me focused then, because I know that I've got the half hour or the hour to do what I'm doing, right? And a great example of that is every Thursday morning before my beautiful VA Parme starts, I sit down and I have a time block of preparing the next week's social media. I have an hour to do that. And it does, working all the time on my end. That's good to hear, Parme. So proud of you, my girl. And what it does is I sit down every Thursday morning, I go, right, I know I've got an hour to do this. It kind of creates that sense of urgency, and it is important. It's something I have to do to keep my business running. I have to keep myself active on social media. I have to promote. So that 1 hour is designed and designated specifically to social media, so that way when Parme starts, we can go through it. She knows what she has to do, right? Same with emails. I have a scheduled time where I plan my emails. So I'm going to suggest that you start, if you're not already, if you've got a Google Calendar, perfect, because it will give you reminders. Even if you put something, if you have a written diary or diary, put it in there and check your diary. But I'm going to say digital these days is so much more powerful because that reminder pops up, and you're much less likely to lose track of time that way. All right. So the other thing you can do is batch tasks, right? Do similar tasks together, and it really does save brain power. Like I was just talking about social media posts, right? I have a block every week where I just do the social media, and I'm not thinking about anything else. And I put my phone upside down. I don't check it. I don't check my emails. I don't check my other socials, right? I'm just planning for the next week ahead. Same thing. You can do the same thing with your emails. Administration, your finances. Block out a time every week to do your finances, right? Block out a time every week to do any administration that you need to do in your business, rather than kind of just switching between it all the time. Batch that task for the week. Some people like to, I personally don't like to do this because I like to do things week by week, but some people will batch a day to do social media for the next month, or they'll batch a couple of hours to do their emails for the next month, or so on and so on. You can batch it however it's comfortable for you. Like I said, I like doing things 1 week at a time. It confuses me sometimes when I do it. Parme will tell you this. It confuses me when I do it more. So that's planning, guys. Who has started, who is a good planner, or who struggles with the planning side of things? Do you time block? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. All right. Number 3 is protect. This is huge, right? Set boundaries. Eliminate distractions for yourself. This is huge. Now we were talking about those distractions when we first started, right? So number 1 thing is to turn off notifications, or turn your phone upside down. It's that simple, guys. Seriously, just turn the phone upside down. The world is going to survive if you don't check Instagram or Facebook or any of the social medias for an hour. Actually, it's going to survive if you don't check them for 2 hours or for 6. It really, everything's going to still be there. So something I love to do, and I do, and I have used before, blocking apps where you can actually block the notifications from certain apps. But I don't use that anymore. Something I enjoy doing is at nighttime, I have do not disturb on my phone. So I think it's like 10 till 6. There's do not disturb on my phone. which means I don't get any notifications. My phone doesn't ding. And I can sleep, right? Because I don't hear the dings. It's so good. But as far as during the day is concerned, I turn my phone on to silent. I turn it upside down. And yes, it's near me. But when I'm doing something, I'm not constantly looking at it, and I'm just getting on with what I need to get on with, because I know the world's going to survive, right? The emails are still going to be there. The notifications are still going to be there. And I get more done, right? So it's me really protecting the time. So one way that you can do that, guys, this is a really good thing. And I'd never heard of this, in all honesty, before I'd never heard of the technique, although I've been practicing it until this training. The Pomodoro technique, right? This is a time management method that means that you kind of work for like 25-minute intervals. And that's where that's what they're called, Pomodoros, or whatever you want to say it, right? But you have short breaks in between. So basically what the goal is to focus and be productive for that 25 minutes by breaking your work into manageable chunks, so you're not overwhelming yourself. So basically you set a timer for 25 minutes, you work on something without distractions, and then you take a 5-minute break, right, when the timer ends, and then you just repeat that maybe 2 or 3 more times, and then you take a longer break. So this is a good thing. This would have been great. And I used to pretty much do this in my day job. I would do it. I would take a break. But you know how to use it. Yeah, exactly. I would do a task. I'd get up. I'd walk around for 5 minutes to stretch my legs, and then I'd go back to something else, right? So I'd never heard of the name before. And when I researched it, I was like, oh, I've been actually doing that for years. But it is powerful. And then you get, then you get to the time and you've done it 2 or 3 times, and it's morning tea time. Then you do it again. And then it's lunchtime. And trust me, when you do this, you can get so much done. It's because you have that full concentration for that 25 minutes on the task that you're doing. If you don't finish it, you go back to it in the second 25 minutes. Who uses something like that? So you've just heard it, but you know how to use it. That's right, Parmaine. All right. So the final thing is learn to say no, guys. This is something that I really, really struggled with when I first started business. Is I struggled to say no to everybody, because not every opportunity, not every call, and that means a call whether you're going to talk to someone about engaging them with coaching, or whether a client is coming to you for a free call, right? Or not every request needs your attention right now or at all, right? So learn to say no. And this is something that I think we struggle with, because in business, we just want to get the results, right? So we want to say yes, but we find it hard to say no. And when I first came into the business coaching space in particular, I had a lot of people coming to me for collaborations, because obviously they wanted to grow their business and collaborate with me. And I was saying yes to everything, thinking, oh yeah, that's a great idea. As I've gone along, I've learned to sit back and kind of consider it a little bit more and go, and it might seem selfish, but it's logical. Is my time worth that? Is it going to help me? Is it an opportunity that aligns with my business? Probably more so. It doesn't really align with my business. And if it doesn't, I have to say, no, I'm sorry. I have also said yes to opportunities, and they haven't worked out, and then ended up having to say no. And it's been worse that way, right? To get involved and then have to say no. So don't be afraid to say no. It's okay to say no. People are still going to love you, right? Good morning, Jojo. How are you, darling? Good morning, Erin. Always consider your own time. Exactly. So quick wins. Let's go through this quickly. I know we've run out of time. Quick wins that you can use immediately. Okay, so the 2-minute rule. If it takes less than 2 minutes, just do it. Just get it done, right? Get it done. Tick it off your list. Move on. Some things only take 30 seconds, and that's powerful. when you do this, if you have a to-do list a mile long, pick the things that take the quickest, tick them off your list, and you start feeling, oh my God, yep, got that done, got it done, got it done, got it done. Perfect. You'll start focusing a lot more. You'll find it easier to get on with the next task because you know you've got less to do. Hope that makes sense. All right, second one is set a fake deadline. So basically you're tricking your brain into getting things done faster. It's not a fake deadline. It's actually a true deadline. And here's a trick that I do. If I'm launching a new product or a new program, I will put it out there publicly. You will hear me say often, I will put it out there publicly that it's going to launch on such and such. Now, we are planning a mastermind boot camp in August this year, right? We're already planning it, but I've put it out there now, so I have to do it, right? It's not a fake deadline, it's a true deadline. But in your creating a fake deadline or putting a deadline, part of that is putting it in your diary, putting it in your Google Calendar, so you get those reminders coming up, okay? So it's not really a fake deadline, it's a deadline, right? And the third one is have a not now list, right? If it's not really necessary, right? If something comes to mind and you can do that later, but the thought of having to do it is distracting you, put it on the list and get to it later. Doesn't matter. If it's not important, then it can wait. All right, so have a not now list, have a little notepad by your side and say, I'll get to that later. I do that all the time. Okay, guys, so who's enjoyed these? Who has sat back and you've gone, oh my God, yep, I've done all of that. Me. But I'm going to put these things into action. If you've loved this, guys, there is a lot more that we can lead you into. And we teach you a lot of time management, not hacks, ideas, strategies in the Heart and Soul Business Academy, along with we focus on all those pillars: mindset, motivation, marketing, momentum. The Academy is easy to access, as it says there, always adding new content, always up-to-date strategies. If you would like to have a free chat with me, pop Academy in the comments and we will make a time just to chat via Zoom. If I can find out about you and your business, what your goals and aspirations are, and then let you know more about the Academy. Now, if you are someone who's been in business for a little while and you're having the success, you're having the results, another thing that we help you with is we help you source a virtual assistant. So if you're having those sales, you're getting that success, come and have a chat to us about hiring a virtual assistant. For that, all you need to do is comment assistant. We will do the same thing. We'll organise a time to have a chat with you about sourcing you a VA. Now, just one more final reminder is that when you join, everyone who joins the Heart and Soul Business Academy, whenever you join, we donate proudly 5% to Rise Up Australia, which is an incredible charity that helps support people who are experiencing family and domestic violence. Now, I'm looking at the time, guys. I've gone way over time today because I love this topic. I couldn't help myself. I had to keep going. Time management, ironically, hey. Really hope you've enjoyed today's training. Look forward to teaching you, to having a chat with you in one of those calls. And I will see you again this coming Tuesday when we have another beautiful training for you. Have a fantastic day, everyone. Bye.